Hello, good evening, Mariana, Sharai, Lu. We're going to begin the class with you. My name is Jose Luis, all right? And this course you're going to be working with me. We're going to be with A11 upper intermediates, and we're going to be learning many things related to this level. So please, the first thing I'm going to ask you, the ones that are here. So I have Mariana one more time, Sharai, Lu, I have Lourdes as well, and Melissa. Please, let's try to turn on the cameras. It's going to be important, okay, for me to see you, and we can begin the class like that. So let's begin. All right, we're going to be using two platforms. I'm going to be explaining this little by little. Don't worry. One platform is going to be Google Classroom, and the other one is going to be Pearson. All right, I'm going to start first introducing myself so that you can introduce yourselves as well. Everything that I'm going to be showing you in class can be found in the Google Classroom section that we have. Courses information, the teacher's information, many other details. So let's begin with this, all right? I'm going to be asking you some questions. Please, it's very important to pay attention so that you know me and I can know you later on. So this is my full name, Jose Luis Montaño Ayoloa, all right? These are some things that you're going to know about me. You're going to know some characteristics about me, some degree certifications that I have, the teaching experience that I've got, and also how you can contact me. First, if you want to read this in detail, you can go to this document. I'm going to teach you how, but briefly, all right? I'm 30 years old. I've got a bachelor's degree in psychology. I speak four languages, all right? I'm really passionate about languages, music, and science in general, all right? I'm into psychoanalysis, and I believe that this knowledge, all right, is going to help me or helps me now understand better, all right, the methodology that I should use when I teach. That's the basics. Then, these are some degrees or certifications I've got. In terms of English, I've got ACCE, ECPE related to Michigan and Cambridge. In French, I have the DELF, all right, the DALF as well, HSAK in Chinese. I have my degree in higher education. I'm currently working in my master's degree, and I'm also studying music, all right? I have my degree in music in this conservatory, and I'm also in Berklee College of Music to get my training course. In terms of the teaching experience, I've been working as a private tutor for more than 5 years. I've worked for a year or so at MTC, all right, as an English instructor. I've been the academic director and coordinator at Executive English, and I'm currently working as ESL instructor as well in Executive English now. That's the basics. If you want to know more, you can contact me. You're going to have access to this document, and again, you have these ways to contact me. Now, I would like you to introduce yourselves, please. I'm going to be calling your names, and let's begin with you, please, Mariana. If you can tell us about yourself, you can tell me about you, about your family, your studies, your job, whatever you want, please.
Hi, my name is Mariana Guerrero Barriga. I am 18 years old. I am a student of an aviation academy, and I live in Santa Cruz, and I think that that's all.
I'm going to be asking you some questions, Mariana. So
Okay.
why are you studying English? What's your objective by doing this?
Because I think that it's a very important language now, and I need it for my profession.
All right, very good. Do you have any specific plans for the future, Mariana? Do you want to travel abroad? What do you want to do in the future?
I'd like to go to United States, or I don't know, but my plan is go ¿cómo se dice? Upside. I think
Okay,
outside.
going outside. You can say abroad as well. If you want to say outside, it's correct. But if you want to mention that you want to travel like outside your country, you can say that you can travel or you want to travel abroad as well. Good, very good, Mariana. Thank you very much. I'm going to go to the next one, which is Sharai. I think that's the way I'm going to be pronouncing your name. So let's please introduce yourself, Sharai.
Teacher, good evening. Uh, my name is Sharai Rojas Ojopi. Um, I'm from Cochabamba. I'm from Trinidad, sorry. And I
Okay.
am I am 23 years old. I get a bachelor degree on uh, business engineering, and that's all. Yes.
All right. Some questions as I did with your partner, Mariana, please, Sharai. Please try to tell me what's the reason, right? Why you're studying English? What's your purpose? What's your objective by doing that?
I first I love to know, to learn about new languages. Uh, I want to learn a lot of languages. Sorry, but first I start with English. Then I want to get a master degree on international business. So that's the reason, because I think languages, English, it's very important for that master.
Okay, good. So you're like mentioning more than one language, right? You're beginning with English, but what's that other language, or what are those other languages that you would like to learn, Sharai?
I like French, uh, Germany.
German. All right, French and German.
Sorry.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Sharai. Melissa, hi. Let's go with you, please. Introduce yourself. I want to know about you.
Okay, hello teacher, hello everyone. My name is Melissa Cardoso Cortez. I'm 24 years old and I'm the academic coordinator at Executive English, and I studied business administration. I also did I don't know how to say it, postgrade, like a diplomado.
You only can say that you had a degree, only degree. You can call it degree.
Okay, I also had a degree on human resources. I did that. I took that course last year, and currently, I don't know. I'm just working at executive and trying to do a master's this year as well. I don't know if it will be on human resources as well or just an MBA, but those are my plans for the future.
Very good. How important is English for you for those plans, Melissa? Because I know that English is very well related to business and so on, but are your plans for the future perhaps staying here in Bolivia? Do you want to go abroad? What other plans do you have for the future?
I'm not completely sure that I want to live for a long time in other country, but I think it's important because English has always been a big part of my life, especially now, for example. And I think that the part that was more difficult to me was grammar or trying to communicate in this language. Maybe I can understand it, like reading or listening, but I think it's important to be able to say things or write things by yourself in this language, especially if you want to have a more open, have a more open panorama laboral. No sé cómo decir
Okay.
eso.
You can say only labor or job, okay, like, and that's going to be view, okay, so a job view, you can say, okay, a bigger or a wider Job view?
That was the word that I was searching. Yes, I think that's why I want to try to polish my English. I think that I never took an English class like formally, maybe in college or school, but they were not very specifics about grammar and stuff related to that. So that's why I want to learn, because I think it's a great option to look at more jobs, or even jobs that are not in our country, no, are not in Bolivia. You can work online and stuff like that.
Exactly. That's right, right? Because of the pandemic, also, we have this new idea, this new way of thinking, right? That we cannot only work here in the country we live in, we can also work abroad, but being here. So there are many opportunities, right? There are many things that we can do if we have if we have English as our main tool to do it. So thank you very much, Melissa. I'm going to go to the next person, who is going to be Lourdes, right? I know you, we know each other, but let's introduce yourself, please.
Hi, teacher. I'm so happy to see you again in this module.
That's great.
Hi, girls. My name is Lourdes Pino. I am a commercial engineer. I am 23 years old. I have a degree in community manager, and I am doing another degree in social media and digital marketing. I don't know. I think that English was always in my life, because my mom always studied that language. It's not perfect, but I remember that when I was a little girl, I used to go to her class with her. So since I was a little girl, I always was related with this language. I think that it's very important, because, like Melissa said, it opens so many doors, so many windows for the for jobs, and even for opportunities in other countries, maybe. And even here, I think that the goal for the business in Bolivia should be um, build relations with other countries, and in that way, I think that English is very important. So I think that's all.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Lourdes. I'm also happy to see you again. I hope that you can enjoy one more time this course with me. I'm going to do my best, right? And I'm going to do everything to try to fulfill your expectations and try to do it even better. All right. So thank you very much. And let's finish this up with you, please, Lu.
Hi, my name is Luciana. I'm 16 years old. I want to study psychology, but I still in school. And yes, that.
Okay, but let's try to expand that a little bit, right? First, why do you want to study psychology, Luciana?
Okay.
Try to give me a short explanation.
I want to study psychology because I like to help people, and I think it's very important, like the mental health of all the people in the world. And now I think that's need more.
Okay, good. Just be careful with that word, right? Psychology. All right, great. So if you study psychology, we're going to be like partners. That's going to be great. So my next question, why English? What are your plans for the future? Why are you studying English now?
I want to study English because I think it's so important. I want to study out of the country, so I know it's gonna work for me.
Very good. All right, very good. And is there other languages that you would like to learn? Lou, the last question.
I know German because my school teach that, but my English is not perfect, but I wanna get better. Is why I'm
Very
in
good.
it.
Great. Very good. Thank you very much, Lou. I think I work with all of you. Let me see. I have Sharai, Lou, Mariana, Lourdes, Melissa. Yes. So we're going to continue, but great. I think that you have all the tools to be in this course. I can see that all of you have a very good level. Of course, there are some details that you're going to be like working on, right? Some little details, but you have what you need to be here. That's very, very important. Just be careful with some expressions, all right? For example, you can say, right, I want to go outside or I want to travel outside, but sometimes the best word to use there is abroad, all right? I want to go abroad. I want to travel abroad, right? Or simply try to mention the country. I want to go to the US, to Germany, to France. Also be careful, right? Try to identify when it's going to be like the country, for example, France, right? France, but be careful when you pronounce those words, right? What is the language? The French, right? But that's France. Also, Germany, but it's going to be German, right? So be careful with the country and how you call the language they speak in that country. But afterwards, all right, and after those details, I think you did a great job. So let's begin by the presentation of this course, and we're going to try to join Google Classroom, but let's do it step by step. This is my first presentation for you. Most of you know this, but it's important that it can be clear for everybody. All right. Again, if you have clear, well, yes, the rules clear. If you have everything clear, you're not going to have problems here, right? And that's the best way of working. The first thing, the class, some characteristics and features that the class has. 1 hour and 30 minutes, actually it's 1 hour and 40, right? But you know, I always mention this. We use the 10 minutes at the beginning of the class, at the end of the class, for extra questions, for things that you want to ask me. But the overall class, okay, the main development of the class is going to be in 1 hour and 30 minutes. Then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the group classes. Remember that all classes are recorded. That's important for you to know, but it's also important for you to know that this recording is for you, all right, for the students. If you had some problems and you were not able to attend any class, all right, you have the chance of checking the recording, watching it, and catch up. Daily surveys after every class. So it's important that you can stay, all right, until the last minute, because after each class, you're going to be filling out some surveys, and 12 classes in total. Private conversations. Tomorrow is going to be our first private conversation, all right? We have 2 15-minute conversations a week, which are on Tuesday and Thursday. All the conversations are recorded as well. You can check them out whenever you want. And there's a total of 8 conversations. Rules, be on time. I think you did a great job today because you all were on time. Turn on your camera. That's really important. I understand that sometimes you are right, you're not at home or something is happening, but it's important, please, to turn on the camera. It's the only way that I know that you are paying attention and that you are taking advantage, right, of this course. And be respectful, right? I know that all of you are respectful, but it's worth mentioning that. Scores, take this into account, okay? 30% for assignments, 30% for quizzes, 40% for final tests, and the minimum passing score is 50.1 points. It's not even 51, all right? It's easier than that, 50.1. I want to know if you have any questions because I'm going to be asking some questions to see if you got these ideas, all right? Here. Do you have any questions? Please let me know. Lourdes, Mariana, Sharai, Lou, Melissa, what do you say? Any questions? All right, so let's do something. I'm going to be opening right now something, but I'm going to pick one randomly, and it's going to be you this time, Mariana. Mariana, do you remember what's the percentage for the assignments? Is it out of the 100%, right, of the total score? What's the percentage that goes to the assignments that we complete, Mariana. Anybody can help her out.
$30.
One more time, please.
30%.
30, yes, correct. Assignments is going to be 30%. What about the quizzes, Lourdes? Do you remember about the quizzes? How much they are worth?
It's 30%.
Exactly, right? And of course, the final test is going to be 40, right? That's really important, please. You need to take that into account because you need to be controlling your own. Tommy, is there a question over there? All right, so we can continue. And I'm going to continue by this next presentation. This is important, all right? Some rules and parameters that you need to take into account. Only a couple. One student, okay, is going to have like a maximum of 3 absences, all right? The instructor, it means me, all right? I cannot give any permission. This is very important, please. If you don't attend, all right, it's going to be like an absence. In case that you are not able to attend, it's important to contact management to ask for permission, right? Why? Because there has to be like a special permission. It can be work or I don't know, you have something to do. It's important to contact management. Why? Because management is going to tell me, or the teacher, the instructor, if the permission was accepted or not, okay? That's really important to take into account. The second thing, and this is more like information, you know that all the classes are recorded. And if you want to check one of the videos, you have to go to the WhatsApp group, go to the description of that official group, and the link of the channel, right, is there. And you can watch the recordings that you want. That's it, as briefly as that. Again, I'm going to be asking some questions to some of you, but first, do you have any questions? Please let me know. No questions? Okay, so let me ask some questions now. So this is for you, Luciana, right? I'm going to call you Lu, but that's the name I see there. So, Lu, what do you need to do when you want to watch one of the classes? Where do you want to go? What do you need to do?
We have to go to YouTube.
Yes, correct. You have to go to YouTube. And where do you find the link of the YouTube channel?
In the group chat.
Yes, correct. Yes. You go to WhatsApp, right? In the group that we have, you can find that in what part of the group, and that's for you, Sharai. In what part of the group you can find the link of the YouTube channel?
On the description.
Yes, correct. Exactly, right? In the description, you're going to find the link of this channel. So please remember that anytime you're not able to attend or you have to leave earlier because of something really important, you need to go there to watch the video and to catch up. All right? That's really, really important. Little by little, okay? Please be patient. It's important to have all of these things clear. It's important that you know all these details so that we know how we're going to be working, all right? It's really, really important. The next one, okay, the next presentation is related to Pearson. I think that most of you are going to be receiving, if you didn't receive those like well, codes yet, give me a second, please. Okay, don't worry, all right? Sometimes I know that you have some problems with the microphone, the camera. Don't worry, I'm not going to get angry, all right? But thanks for letting me know. So, Pearson, if you didn't receive the code yet, right, or the information to sign in, you're going to receive it very soon. But this is what you need to do. First, you need to go to this link, all right? Then you need to select the green product. That's person you used the last course, all right? Person English Interactive 4. That's the green one. And when you are there, don't worry, we're going to do this again when I know that all of you have access to that information. To join a course, I'm also going to detail by detail, but if you remember how to do it and you have this information, please, you go to course, join a course, and you introduce this ID. All right, but don't worry again, we're going to do this together later on. The important thing that I want to do now is this. These are important dates. So please, I need you to pay attention here. 4 units. The first unit is starting today, and it's going to finish on May 10th. I'm going to show you. So you have like 3 official classes to finish each unit. So the 5th, the 7th, and the 10th. The 10th is going to be the end of this first unit. The second unit starts on the 12th, and it's going to finish on the 17th, and so on and so forth, right? The 3rd, 19th, up to the 24th, 26th, up to the 31st. Those are the 4 units. And after each unit, you have quizzes. You're going to have 3 quizzes. This is important, please. So the first quiz is on Monday. Take that into account, okay? The first quiz is going to be this Monday, May the 10th. The second one is going to be the following Monday. And also the third one, it's on Monday as well, but it's going to be Monday, May 24th. And also, this is even more important, the final tests and the final day of classes. The final test and the last day of this course is going to be Tuesday, June 1st. And on that day, you're going to take the final test, and remember that that's 40% of the total. All right. Of course, I'm not going to be asking questions about this because there are many numbers, but remember this information. This is not going to change. All right. This is something that it's going to happen, and it's going to be like that. 3 classes per unit, and it's going to be done. And after the classes, you have the quiz for each unit, and you're not going to have the 4th quiz. Instead of the 4th quiz, you're going to have the final test. And that's it in terms of dates and some important information. Now we're going to begin working, but let me know if you have any questions, please. One more time. Do you have any questions? Let me know, please. Okay, so let's begin now by doing this. Here, let me make this bigger and let me hide this. This is the Google Classroom class that you're going to be working with, all right? Let it load a little bit. I'm going to send the link of this class, all right, to the chat. So please, all of you, go to the chat here in Zoom and go to this link, all right? And go to this link over here. There you go. The link is in the chat now. Go to that link, please, because you're going to join the class that we have on Google Classroom. Let's do it, please. I'm going to be waiting for you now because it's important to continue working today. Good. I have Melissa here. I have Lourdes here. Great. I also have Sharai. If you have problems, please let me know. It's important that all of you can join this class today. All right, some people are still missing. So Mariana, you are missing. Lou, you are still missing. If you have problems, please let me know.
I'm trying to join right now. Sorry.
Okay, yes, go ahead, please. It's important that you can do it. All right, so I'm going to be waiting for you. Try to do it again, please. Mariana, Lu, I'm going to try to begin with the class. And also, let me show you how we're going to be working. This is the class. Here you have some important information to understand what to do with the class. Here, all right. But mainly what you need to do is go here, classwork. And here in classwork, you can find first my presentation to know about me. Second, the course's information, what I showed you, right, about some characteristics of that course, rules and parameters, Pearson. So when you have access to Pearson, we're going to go here and you're going to follow the instructions. And also, this is very important, you have the calendar, all right? This is something I did for you. And this is going to make things even easier. So you go to the calendar and you know how we're going to be working. What I explained later, before, it's like here. So the first class is starting today, right? May the 5th. You have the first class, the second class. Look, the first quiz is going to be this Monday. The second quiz is going to be this Monday. The third one over here. You don't have anything on this Monday, but on June, of course, which is here, it's going to be the 8th conversation and the final test. Okay, so you have access to this like little calendar, very simple to understand, and you have the conversations. The first one is going to be tomorrow, right? And you know, every Tuesday and Thursday, you have conversations with me. So if you don't remember right when you're going to take the quiz, go check this calendar that is here, all right? Google Classroom, classwork, courses information and contact, and calendar. You check that out. And here, you're also going to be able to find the YouTube channel. So this is the second option. You can check it out in the description of the WhatsApp group, or you can check it out here. And down below, I'm going to be uploading everything that I'm going to be using, all the presentations and all the work we're going to be doing in class. With that explanation, I think everything is clearer. If you have more questions, please let me know. Again, the only person that is missing now is Mariana. So Mariana, when you can, please, it's important for you to join this class. But let's begin. I'm sharing another link in the chat. This time, this is the link of the document that you're going to be using right now to practice today's lesson. All right. Again, you can access here directly via the class we have. For example, Lourdes is already here. But if you're having some problems yet, you're going to ask me later. I'm sending the link of this document. But again, the document is already there. All right. Where you can find it, Google Classroom, Unit 1, Classwork, Unit 1. You click there and you open the document, and this is the document that you're going to open. We're going to work with this document during the whole first unit. All right, so please, everybody needs to go over there. I have Lourdes here. I hope that you can join soon, the rest of you. But now that I think that everything is clear, sorry, I've been speaking a lot, right? Because I needed to like speak out all these ideas, all this information. But now we're ready to start with the first lesson, which is going to be causative verbs. Okay, so let me ask some questions to some of you again. And let's begin with you, Melissa. All right, I'm going to start out with you, Melissa. I want you to tell me, all right, let's try to talk about orders, instructions, commands, right? For example, from a teacher to a student, or from a boss to an employee, or any kind of relationship in which you have someone giving instructions to someone else. So what are some ways to give instructions to other people, Melissa? What ways do you know in English to give instructions? And if you can give examples if you want.
You can ask them.
Okay, how would you ask them?
Can you upload last week class to the YouTube channel, for example? Maybe
Okay,
using the word can, or
all right.
example. Then maybe you can, with the word need, I need you to do something. Also with maybe, I don't know if it's correct, but like with wish, like como decir a alguien haga algo. I don't know if that's
Okay.
correct though.
Yes, wishing something can work. Perhaps it's not instruction, perhaps it's not a command. It's more something that you want, right? It's part of your desire. It's part of your like thoughts, your emotions, right? Perhaps it's not instruction, but I would grab the two first ideas that you gave us, Melissa, which were correct. First, asking politely, right? Can you do this or could you do this? But of course, if you are like in that kind of relationship, any question could work. And also, you were talking about infinitives, right? I need you to do this, right? I even stronger, I want you to do this, right? You can use any verbs, you use the person you want to give the instruction to, and you use the infinitive, right? I want you to do this, I need you to do this. Great. Thank you very much, Melissa. Now, the next one is going to be for you, Mariana. Mariana, how often, all right, do you receive instructions or how often do you give instructions? I think you are still having the problem with the microphone, right, Mariana? Okay, there you go. It was on, Mariana. Now it's off again. All right, try to solve it, okay? Do it slowly, Mariana, it doesn't matter. I'm going to change this question. Try to solve that problem, Mariana. The question then is for you, Lourdes. The same questions, all right? How often do you give instructions or how often do you receive instructions?
I think that I give and I receive instructions from Monday to to Saturday because I work. So
Okay.
I have 3 people in my church, and I have a superior. So it's very often receive and give orders.
Good. Can you give me an example of some instructions that you give to those people?
Okay, for example, I need you to configure the bot at BotMaker.
Okay, okay, very good. So you're also using the idea with the infinitive as Melissa mentioned, right? I need you to do something. Is there a stronger way also for you, Lourdes? Is there a stronger way to give instructions without using I need you or I want you?
Maybe you have to
Okay, you
do
have to.
something.
Okay, that's more like obligation, right? Very similar to must, right? You have to, you must do something. And what about if I tell you to give an instruction without using a subject, like you, for example, or any subject? How do you give instructions without any subject?
Mm, I don't know.
All right, don't worry. Again, you have the main idea over there, and that's the main way of giving instructions, right? We're going to remember basic instructions in English don't have subject, right? Because they are simply verbs in the base form, right? And you can be more polite. They are stronger, but you can add please to be, of course, not that like bossy, right? Do you know what's bossy? Who can give me the definition or who can explain what is someone bossy? Let's try. I'm going to go one by one. Let's say, Lu, what do you think about bossy? What is that word for you? Do you understand the word? Do you know the meaning? Someone bossy?
Mm, I can understand that it's someone that make instructions for other people, like a boss
Mm,
in a job or something like that.
exactly, exactly. Like any boss, right? But when you
Mhm.
say that you don't want to sound so bossy, what do you think is also like an like let's say a synonym or an idea related to someone bossy? Because yes, a boss is the person, right, who is in charge and who needs to give instructions, right, to other people. But what about the adjective bossy, right? You sounds like a little bit bossy or you're too bossy. What do you think about that adjective?
Mm, I think that refers to someone that doesn't need to be a boss of a job. Um, it could be like a personality of someone, a part of
Okay,
a personality of someone that
good. Yeah.
is bossy. Someone, it could be anyone.
All right, good. Yes, I agree with you on that one, Lou. Thank you very much. Someone bossy, right, can be anybody. It either can be a boss or not, who has that kind of like attitude, right? Do it, period, right? Do it, and that's it, right? That's someone bossy, right? But if you can be a boss without being like that, right? Trying to use some other words to make that more polite, right? For example, please. A please can make an instruction more polite, more kind, right? Please do this. Look that I'm not using any subject, right? Please do it. Please complete that now, all right? Please send me those documents, right? So that's the basic instruction. And you're going to see why I'm going here. I have other questions, and it's for you, Sharai. The next one is related to help or receiving help. The same idea. How often, all right, do you give help or do you receive help from anybody, Sharai? And in which situations it happens?
Okay, I'm not sure about that. Help. mm, I don't think I receive help or give help to anyone.
All right, never.
Maybe
Well,
maybe sometimes to my brother I help doing his homework, or maybe I receive help from my father or from my mother when I need doing something at home.
okay, very good. So it's related to your relatives, right? Your family. You help
Yeah.
your brother, you help someone that you know, and of course, perhaps sometimes you're going to receive help from them, right? Good. So why am I doing this? You know that I like to have like a, well, it's not short, it's a very long introduction, but I need you to understand what causative verbs are, all right? Because that's the first topic. Let's read this introduction, please. I don't know if Mariana, you were able to solve the problem with your microphone.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So Mariana, please, let's read this introduction.
Causative verbs are verbs that express that a person causes another person to do something.
Thank you very much. Correct. So very easy, right? You use causative verbs when you want to mention this idea. Someone causing another person to do something. That's why I was talking about instructions. These are the causative verbs we're going to cover in this lesson. So please, Lourdes, let's read the causative verbs and their meanings, please.
Okay, make, obligation, force, require, have, require, give, responsibility, get, convenience, persuasion, let, allowing, permission, help, give, aid.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Lourdes. Correct. So if you see, we're going to go gradually from stronger to something that is not related to obligation or instructions. Make is very strong, all right? Make is very strong for obligation. Have is more a requirement to give responsibility. Get is more about persuasion. So it's not obligation, it's not instruction. It's that you convince someone to do something. Let is to give permission, right? And help, of course, give or receiving help. Let's see how to use these verbs, because I'm sure that you used all of these verbs before, but now we're going to use them in a very particular way. So let me grab this one. Give me 1 second. And this one is going to be for you, please, with the meaning of make as a causative verb and the structure that we have, please. Hello, sorry, I think I had a problem with this internet connection. Everything like went out. I'm sharing my screen one more time. And sorry, I was telling you, Melissa, I couldn't hear anything, right? After I told you, everything like shut down. So let's do it one more time, please, Melissa. Let's read the meaning and the structure of this verb, make.
Okay, the meaning is force or require someone to do something, and the structure is subject plus make plus person or group plus verb in the base form.
Correct. Thank you very much, Melissa. So this is important, all right? So make, this verb, it can be in any tense. It can be present, past, present perfect, future, all right? It can be in any tense. Then you need a person or a group. And this is also important. You need the verb in the base form. What is the base form of a verb? It's a verb without any, all right, change. It doesn't have an S, it doesn't have an ing, it doesn't have anything. It's only the verb. Eat, run, speak, talk, all right? Those are verbs in the base form. And here you have some examples. So please, I'm going to ask you to help me out one more time. This is going to be for you, Lou. Let's read the 3 examples that we got, please.
Okay. They make students complete the assignments. His mother made him eat the vegetables. The professor made the class take the exam today.
Okay, thank you very much, Lou. Yes, as you can see, here we're using the verb. First, it's present. Second one, simple past. Third one, simple past one more time. So the first one is a routine, right? They make students complete the assignments. That's something they usually do. Second, this is past. His mother made him, right? So look that you are filling out and you are using the structure. You have make, made. You have a person or a group, students, him, the class. And finally, you have a verb in the base form. Complete, eat, and take. All right, so this is what you do to use make, all right, in this way. Force or require someone to do something, right? You can say, for example, I made that person to send me, I don't know, right? Or send me directly. Let's work with these, please, girls. And this is what we're going to do. Let me delete this. Let me know if you have any questions. But if you don't, please go to the file. You know, the link is in the chat. Go to that file, go to your names, and you need to write 2 examples of make, all right, as a causative verb. 2 examples, and the 2 examples need to be in different tenses. For example, if the first example is in present, the second example needs to be in past. If the first example is in past, the second one can be in present or in future. All right? Those are the rules. Let's do it, please. We have like a couple of minutes. Yes, 2-3 minutes to do it. And I'm going to check them one by one. Let's work on that, please. And remember, if you have any questions or doubts, you can simply ask me and I'm going to help you out. All right, so one last thing, don't be afraid of making mistakes, all right? Write it, the thing, all right, and the way you believe is correct. We're going to check everything together and try to explore a little bit, right? If you are sure about this and you can work with this, all right, easily, then you can try to explore and try to write more complex ideas using this structure, okay? Because any structure can be done in a simple way or in a complex way. All right, so if you have the knowledge, don't be afraid of playing a little bit with the words, playing with complex structures. And if you are having some problems, try to write them the way you think it is. Okay, that's my last advice. All right, if you're still missing some examples, try to finish them out. I'm going to be checking this with some of you that finished already. So let's go with you, Melissa. Can you read the two examples that you wrote, please?
Okay, the first one was I made my sister go to the movies with my mom for her birthday. And the last one was my father makes my siblings wash the dishes every night after dinner.
Okay, very good, Melissa. Let me check in detail. I think that everything is correct. The first one passed, right? I made, you made someone, in this case, your sister. This is one person, your sister. Then this is the main verb, right, in the base form. Very good. I'm going to do it like that. And that's it, right? You made someone do something. In this case, you had a long complement, go to the movies with my mom for her birthday, or you can say because of her birthday, due to her birthday, right? You have many other options to say over here, and I'm going to also add that one, right? Because of or due to. All right, good. My father makes, third person, very good. So you're still using that. Siblings, this is the person that is receiving that idea. And this is the verb in the base form, right? Wash the dishes every night after dinner. I think it's correct. No mistakes over there. Thank you very much, Elisa. Let's go with you now, Lourdes, please. If you can read your two sentences.
Okay, my mom made me help my little brother with his homework. And he makes his cousin wake up early every day.
Okay, thank you very much. The same idea, first past, the second one present, right? It's like a routine. This is the main verb. So the person here that is receiving that is you, and the main verb is going to be help, right, in the base form. Correct? This is the complement. The same idea, in this case, his cousin is like the person, right, who is receiving that. And wake up is going to be the phrasal verb that is in the base form. And that's it. I think I have no observations for that one either, Lourdes. Thank you very much. Let's go with you, Sharai, please.
Okay, number one is she makes his son wash the dishes. Number two, my father made me go to a job interview. I forgot the letter S in the first one, teacher. Sorry.
Yes, don't worry. Yes, that was the only correction in the first one. Correct. When you have she, third person, right, you have the S, as you mentioned very well. Good. So you have his son as a person that is receiving that, and wash as the main verb that is in the base form. Here you have you as a person that is receiving that action. Go, that is the main verb with the base form. And this one, of course, this is just a right, something that was missing in the spelling, but you can correct it, right? The interview. And there you go. Correct. Again, I have no observations with this one. Thank you, Sharai. Let's go down a little bit and let's work with you now, Mariana. Let's do it, please. Let's read your sentences.
Okay. He makes his daughter clean the room last night. And my fiance makes me cook for him every night.
Thank you very much. So let's check this one, Mariana, a little bit. It's correct here. This is just a spelling, right? I'm just going to do it with that. Daughter. So here the object includes the possessive, right? So his daughter is like the person that is receiving that idea, correct? Clean is going to be like the verb in the base form. Good. Now I have some of observation over here. If you say last night, here also spelling, last night is past, right? But make is present. I mean, not even present, it's the base form. Because if you want to change this to present, you need
It's
S, right? But it makes, but even though it's correct, but it's not correct in the context. Now it's correct grammatically speaking, the conjugation, but how do you change this to make agree, all right, with last night? What do you say? That verb, it was in the base form, now it's present in the third person, but it's still present. What do you change to make this last night, all right, agree with this idea? Because it says he makes his daughter clean the room last night, but this is present and this is past, right? What change would you make, Mariana?
makes his daughter.
You need to do either, you have two options, Mariana. You can change the verb, all right,
Yeah,
to the
I
simple
think
past,
that.
or you can change the expression.
But the verbs need
Right?
to be
So let me show you.
Okay.
Exactly. The first verb here, remember this here, right? In the structure we have make, but as I told you, this make can be in any tense. It can be in present, in past, in future, it doesn't matter. The verb that has to be in the base form is the verb next to the person, all right? You are giving the action to. For example, here, this is the person, right? His daughter, and clean is in the base form. That's perfect. So it's correct. But what is not correct is that you have the verb that is present here. This verb can be in present, in past, in future, but you decided to write it in present. But you have a last night expression, which is past. So again, these are my two options, Mariana. First,
It can be a made, right?
you can change, exactly. You change that to
Made.
made. Again, tell me, Marina.
No, I think that he made his daughter clean the room last night. It's the correct form, right?
Yes, exactly, correct. Okay, and I'm giving like, I'm going around this problem because I don't want to give you the answer directly, right? I want you to realize that, and you did. That's perfect. And the other
Okay.
option was this one. Look, he makes, and you change this, and you can say, he makes his daughter clean the room every Saturday. That's another
Okay.
option, right? Because you're changing that idea to routine. Okay, good. And here, this is like the object and the person that is receiving, and this is the verb in the base form, right? It's correct. My fiance makes me cook for him every night. Okay, good. So, poor of you. Good, that's great. Thank you very much, Mariana. Let's go with you now, Luciana, to finish this up.
Okay. The first one is her father makes her go to the store every morning, and they make athletes run 2.5 miles.
Okay, thank you very much. They seem to be correct. Again, both are present, right? You're not following one of the conditions, Luciana. The sentences are correct, but remember, one of them needs to be in one tense, present, and the other one needed to be either in past or future or so on, right? Both are in present, but they are okay. Her
Okay,
father
sorry.
makes her. Don't worry, it's just a little mistake over there. But the main idea you have there, and that's correct. That's it. Let's go to the next part. If you have questions about make, let me know. But as you can see, it's very easy to understand and very easy to use, right? Remember one more time, you can use make in any tense. Let's try a little bit. I'm going to ask you this time, Lourdes, can you give me one sentence using make right now? No, not writing it, just speaking in future, please.
Um,
May.
maybe he will make um he will make his girlfriend go to the party on Sunday.
Correct. Great. Thank you very much, Lourdes. That's correct. He will make his girlfriend, right, go to the party on Saturday or on Sunday or any day, but in the future, right? Correct. You only need to change future here. He will, she is going to, right? You can use future with the present continuous, with be going to, with will, right? The three of them are for future. The present continuous, even if it's present, it's also for future. So present continuous, be going to, and will for future can work over here. Let's go to the next one. That was make. This one is have. It's going to be easier because if you realize it's the same structure, the only difference is the meaning. So let's try to work with that one again. If you please, Melissa, can help me with this one more time, reading the meaning and the structure of the well, word, causative verb.
Okay. Have, the meaning is give someone the responsibility to do something, and the structure is subject plus have plus person or group plus verb in the base form.
Thank you very much, Melissa. This is something that not many people use, all right? Not many people use this structure because it's weird. Look, had, has, have, using that, it's not similar to Spanish. That's why many people don't use this structure, but it's something very important because professionally speaking, okay, and in terms of professionally make someone do something, this is the best word, all right? This is the best word to use. But few people, okay, use this structure. Let's read some examples that we have. Let's read the first, no, let's read the three of them. Let me see who's there. Sharai, please, if you can read the three examples.
Number one, we had a painter paint on, again, sorry. We had a painter paint our department. Number two, Mary always has a hairdresser to her hair. Number three, Paul will have a mechanic fix his car.
Thank you very much. As you can see here, do you see the difference with the one before? Who can tell me what's the main difference that you are perceiving with made or make and have? That question can go for you, Mariana. What is the main difference that you perceive between the last causative verb, which was make, and this one, which is have? What difference do you see in the examples and any other details that you see?
I don't see a difference. The only difference that I can see is have and make, the word that we use.
Yes, correct. In terms of grammar, in terms of the structure, it's the same, right? You have the subject, have the person, and so on. But in terms of the meaning, is different. For example, Mariana, this is the next question. Is it correct if you say, and you don't want to say this, okay? You want to talk about give responsibility. But in terms of professional, like assignments, is it correct to say we made a painter paint our apartment? Is it correct to say it like that or not? And why?
We made a painter
paint or
No, it isn't right because we had painter because when we talk about we made painter paint, it's someone, and if you said we made, it's like we do it, but you're talking about someone else.
yes. Also in this case, right? In both cases, we're talking about someone else, right? A painter. But why is it incorrect to say we had a painter paint our apartment? In terms of the meaning, Mariana, what do you say? Why is it better to say, or what is the correct way to say have and not make? What do you say about that? Okay.
I
Try to think, okay? Try to think of the possibilities, all right? Try to think of the possibilities, and you're going to be able to understand better when to use make and when to use have. But the first explanation was great, Mariana. They are very, very similar, but there's like slight difference, all right? A slight difference that is worth noticing. So let's go with the same question to you this time, Lu, all right, Luciana. The same question. Why is it better to say we had a painter paint our apartment and not we made a painter paint our apartment in terms of a professional behavior?
I think it's better because for me sounds more sounds better. I
Okay,
don't
yes,
know.
some words can sound better, but if you say may, make or made in that case, it doesn't sound good for you, or what is the difference that you notice when you change that had to made?
Because with had is referring that they have a painter paint, but made is not the same meaning.
Okay, and what is different in that meaning?
It's the same, but I don't know how to explain it.
Don't worry, okay? It's important because you're analyzing little by little, and this is what I want you to do. I don't want you to give me the correct answer because, of course, if you're learning this is something new, all right? So don't worry. I'm going to go with Melissa, all right, the last one. What do you say, Melissa? The same question. Why is it better to use had in this sentence and not made in terms of a professional assignment or a professional work?
I think it's because with make, I think it sounds like you're forcing them to do the activity. And for example, we see in the screen that have is not about forcing someone, it's about giving responsibility, even like an assignment, like I don't know, like a tarea to do.
Yeah,
and with make there's not only responsibility. With make is like you have to do that. Sorry that I used the other word, but you have to do that because you don't have another option. For
Correct.
example, I don't know, the painter could have paint other houses or do other jobs, but doesn't sound like they force him to paint the apartment.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Melissa. And that's the answer, okay? That's the correct answer. Yes. If you say we made a painter paint our apartment, it means that you forced the painter, okay, paint your apartment. It means that you like made an obligation for him, but it doesn't work like that, right? Professionally speaking, you don't force someone to do something, right? It work or a job that doesn't work like that. You have like, it can be a contract, you have something, but it's different. In terms of professional tasks or assignments, you have to use have, right? Because the other one is forcing. So with that explanation, please go one more time to the document and let's write two more sentences with have, please. All right, with have as causative verb. The same idea, please remember, use different tenses. If one sentence is in the present, the other sentence, all right, has to be in past or future. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right. And again, this word, that's why I'm putting a lot of emphasis in this word. Many people try to translate the word have like possession, but here it's not possession, right? Have is not possession. Have is something different, all right? Don't try to translate have. Try to understand have as very similar to make, but without the idea of forcing, all right? Without the idea of forcing. It's more professional. And take a look at the example again, please. You have one subject, any subject, you have, or it can be has, or it can be have a hat, or it can be hat, or it can be will have, is going to have, right? Anything. And then you have a person or a group, right? You need an object after have. Okay, if you don't do it like this, it's not going to be causative verb. And then a different verb in the base form. Okay, please take that into account. All right, we're going to check one by one, but again, please, I see that you're having some difficulties this time. Remember that here we're not using have, neither as obligation, right? So do not use have to, because that's something different, right? Have to is a different expression. Here, have is similar, very, very similar to made. Only the meaning is different. Look at the examples. See, we had someone do an action. We had a painter paint. Mary always has someone do something. A hairdresser do her hair. Paul will have someone, in this case, a mechanic, do an action. In this case, fix his car. So you have someone do something for you, right? Or someone else does. Someone do something for him or her. Okay, be careful with the structure. It can be tricky. Okay, it can be very, very tricky because many people make mistakes with this. But again, follow my advice and try to follow this structure. Subject, have, do not use to. A person or a group, it means an object, plus a verb in the base form. And if you want, complement. All right, I'm going to check in a second. All right, so I'm going to start checking one by one, little by little, and I'm going to be like telling you, right, what are the corrections that you can make. Let's begin this one with you, Lourdes, please. Read your two sentences with had or have.
Okay, she had a specialist do her investigation, and John has a babysitter take care of her daughter when he goes out.
Thank you very much, Lourdes. They seem to be correct. Great. The first one is past, had someone, in this case, a specialist. All right, so she had a specialist do something. In this case, her investigation, or also can be, depends on the context, right? Also can be there like their research. Any of those can work over there, but it depends on the context, right? We don't have more context there, so both can work. Good. John has someone, base form, take care of her daughter when he goes out. Very good. So again, with these examples, with Lourdes' examples, remember this one more time, please. You use have in any tense, then you need a person because you are, quotation marks, making that person do something. But if you use have, it's not forcing, it's like more giving responsibility. Thank you very much, Lourdes. Let's go with you, Melissa, if you can read your examples now.
Okay, I had issues with this one. I was making a mistake earlier, but I don't know if it's correct, but I had a graphic designer doing all the ads for Facebook, and the last one is my brother has an assistant to help him with his job obligations.
Great. Now let's check. Yes, Melissa, at the beginning you were using have as first obligation, right? Have to and then another verb. But in this case, you do it great. There's only one thing that you need to check, which is the following. Remember in the formula, after the person or the group, Melissa, you need the verb, but in the base form. Base form means no to, no ing, right? So it's not going to be doing, it's going to be only do. All right, that's the rule. That's the rule. I had a graphic designer do all the ads for Facebook. So why, Melissa? Grammatically speaking, if you use infinitive to do, is incorrect. If you use gerund with ing doing, is incorrect. All right, so only the base form. And here I think you have it, but you also, if you realize, there's also one little mistake. My brother, very good, has, good, an assistant, yes, this is a person here. To help is not the base form, right? This is infinitive. the base form of the verb is only help. All right, that's the rule then. When you use make, when you use have, has, the verb after the person you are mentioning has to be in the base form. Okay, I don't know if you have any questions about those corrections, Melissa. Let me know, please.
No, I don't know. I know that the structure wasn't correct in my third example, but I don't know why it sounds, o sea, it would be a bad sentence because the do doesn't sound, quote, right to me.
Yes, and many times you're like, sometimes, right? And it's great. I say that 80-90% of the time, you have to trust your ears, right? If it sounds weird, then it's incorrect. But there is a 20 or a 10%, Melissa, that it's going to sound weird, like in this case, but grammatically speaking, yes, it's going to be incorrect. For example, if you write this in an internal point, because grammatically speaking is incorrect, all right? Why? Do means the same as doing and means the same as to do. That's why in Spanish we don't understand those like variations. But in English it's more like something that they did because it's their rule, because it's their culture, all right? But it's the same in this one, all right? In both cases, with make and with have, you need to use the base form. If not, again, it's going to be a mistake, all right? Good.
All right.
Thank you. Let's go with you now, please. Mariana, if you can read your examples.
Okay. We had a chef for the dinner tonight, and she has a personal stylist for her events.
Okay. Now, the sentences themselves, Mariana, are correct, but here you are not using the causative form. It's understandable and it's clear, but if you want to use the causative verb with this structure, Mariana, you need to give me an action that they are doing in the base form. So you can add a word to make like that. For example, here, we had a chef, what? For the dinner tonight? Yes, you had a chef, but what is that chef doing for you? You need to tell that, okay? What is that chef doing for you? So you need base form. So you can say, we had a chef cook for the dinner tonight. All right, you need to tell me what is that action that that person is doing for you. She has a personal, right, stylist for her event. Good. But what is that personal stylist doing here? What verbs can you use here, for example, Mariana? What is that personal stylist doing for her?
Dress.
Yes, dress can be a verb, right? Dress can be a verb as well. Dress is a noun. Dress can be an action. Dress can be, if it's an action, it's a verb as well. All right, so we had a chef cook. She has a personal stylist dress. And you can add even more information. Dress who, all right, or to whom. Dress someone, all right, or a group of people for her events. Do you understand this correction, Mariana? The sentences are correct, but if you want to give me the idea of causative verb, you need to tell me what is the action that that person is doing for you, for them, for her, for him, etc. Okay? Any questions or any comments, Mariana? It's important that you can tell me if you have some questions.
Yeah, I think that it's okay, but it sounds very weird. It's like
yes.
Cook
yes.
what?
That's why.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had a chef.
And you can add here.
It can be,
You can
we had a chef to cook or for cook the dinner tonight?
No, because if you add to cook, it's infinitive. Look, that's why I told you, right? With have is hard because we in Spanish, we don't use have in this sense, all right? We do not use have in this sense. That's why it sounds weird because here, remember, have is not possession, right? So the rule says this, Mariana, if you change this to infinitive and you say, for example, here, we had a painter to paint, grammatically speaking, is incorrect. So it's going to be the same here. If you say here, we had a chef to cook, it's going to be incorrect. But of course, after cook, you can add more information. You can say, we had a chef cook what, right? You can give more information, pasta for the dinner tonight, right? Or any kind of food. You can add complements, more ideas, Mariana, but the verb has to be there and the verb has to be with the base form. Okay, again, it's weird and I know that few people use it, but it's the correct way of doing it. Okay, good.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one. Thank you very much, Mariana. Luciana, let's go with you, please.
Okay. The first one is I have a particular teacher to help me study for my math test. And the last one, I had a dog named Espinoso at my old house.
All right, now let's check here, Luciana. Remember that have here is no possession. All right, if you use as possession, yes, you have a particular teacher, good. You had a dog, good. But in this case, all right, have is not possession. So let's try to think like this. Have here is like a synonym of make. So you can do that exercise, girls, if you want. Try to replace this have with make. If it makes sense, it's correct. If it doesn't make sense, all right, it's incorrect. As simple as that. So if I do this, Luciana, I make a particular teacher to help me, it can make sense in a certain way. But this one, I made a dog named Espinoso, right? Do you think that that's correct or incorrect? What do you think?
Incorrect.
Incorrect, right? You have to use have. So also Melissa, Mariana, you used to use have as a synonym of make. That's new, all right? That's why I told you, please. It's not possession. Here, it's like a synonym of make, but it's not as strong, all right? And it's not like force. So that's the like the test that you can do. So here, context here, Luciana, you need to make some changes. For example, this sounds better like in past. I made, you made this person, all right? You made a particular teacher, or you can say a private teacher, that's better. All right, you made a private teacher help you, all right? I made a private teacher help me, right? Study, good, because with help, you can use base form or you can use infinitive. And then for my math test. Now, if you change this to the verb that we're using, had, it's going to be correct. All right, I had is like I made a private teacher help me study for my math test. I don't know if you understand that idea, Luciana. Here, you're using have not as possession, you're using as a synonym of make. And here the same, you're not making this dog do something, right? You can say, for example, but with have is more like professional aspects. So I can work this with you. You can say, I always look. Sorry, I always make. Give me the name of a professional, Luciana. Any professional can be, or something that you visit a lot. It can be a hairdresser. It can be, I don't know, any kind of professional. What professional can you mention, Luciana? We can talk about, for example, building houses, all right? I'm going to help you with this. One profession could be, right, an engineer, all right? So I always make an engineer, right, build, sorry, I don't know, right, things for me. So in this case, sorry, things over here and an engineer. There you go. So I always make an engineer build things for me. You are making someone do something. Now in this context, you can change this to have. Because remember, girls, you're not using have as possession, you're using have as synonym of make. I always have an engineer build things for me. Luciana, please let me know if you understand this way of using have. If you have
Yes,
questions,
I think that I understood.
okay, good. Thank you very much. It's very common, all right, to confuse this with, as I told you, like possession, but be careful with that. We spend a lot of time here, but I'm going to be asking one by one. I want to know, Melissa, do you have any questions about using have as a causative verb? Let me know, please.
No, teacher, it's okay.
All right. What about you, Mariana? Do you have any questions about have as a causative verb?
No, teacher, it's everything okay.
Thank you. What about you, Lourdes?
Everything is clear, teacher.
Great. Perfect. I have, and I think also I have someone new, right? Well, it's not here anymore with me. I don't know who that person was, but also Sharai is not here anymore. Okay. So we're going to finish here. I spent a lot of time with have difficulties, but it's important that you were able to understand that. Let me finish, please, by doing something that I mentioned at the beginning, and it's going to be the poll. You have 3 questions. You answer those questions, and we're going to finish today's class. Please, for tomorrow, I'm going to send a message, all right, to the WhatsApp group, telling you what's going to be your schedule, all right, for the conversations. And tomorrow, you have to join at that time to have the 15 minutes conversations. With that, let me send the poll. And if you don't have any more questions, you complete it, you fill it out, and that's it for today. Let's wait a little bit, please. It says there's a mistake. Let me send it one more time. I hope it works. Sometimes when the internet is like this, it's not sending the survey. Please give me one more minute. I'm trying to send this. Okay, there you go. Now you can see it. Please, let's fill that out, and we're going to finish today's class. Okay, one more person is missing, but if you did it, girls, that's it. You can leave the class. Thank you very much for being in today's class. Please remember to check the group. I'm going to send the schedule for tomorrow's private conversations. If you have questions tomorrow, you can also ask me those questions privately, and I'm going to help you out with those. I hope you have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye,
Bye.
teacher.
Bye
Bye.
bye. See you.